ASMR time, baby. Deadpool and Lady Deadpool love tacos and multiverse mayhem. Once upon a time, in a dimension where common sense was out the window, there existed a couple so chaotic, so insane, and so wildly inappropriate that the very fabric of reality trembled when they held hands. This was the world of Deadpool and Lady Deadpool. Deadpool, the merc with mouth, and Lady Deadpool, the fierce, blonde, and equally mouthy counterpart from another universe, were more than just partners in crime. They were soulmates in mayhem. Together, they made up the perfect power couple. Romantic in the most unconventional ways, like exchanging guns as gifts or having sword fights on date night. And then there was headpool. What's a romantic relationship without a third wheel, right? Headpool, the flying, disembodied zombie head of Deadpool from yet another universe, hovered around the couple like a bizarre, floating sidekick, always ready to throw in some snarky commentary or bite someone's ankles. One day, while Deadpool and Lady Deadpool were sitting on the couch, binge-watching the Golden Girls, because, as Deadpool put it, Dorothy's life, a portal suddenly opened up in the middle of their living room. Headpool, who had been resting on the coffee table, perked up. "Hey lovers, looks like we've got an uninvited guest." Out of the portal stepped a villainous figure, Dr. Bong, a maniacal mad scientist with a Belfory hat and an ego to match. "Wade Wilson's, your time of chaotic meddling is over," he declared, ringing his head bell dramatically. Deadpool paused the TV and stood up. "You're interrupting our quality time, ding-dong. What do you want?" Lady Deadpool rolled her eyes, her hand already on her sword hilt. "Let me guess, some half-baked scheme to take over the multiverse." Dr. Bong sneered. "You've meddled in my plans one too many times, so I've decided to take something you both care about. I'm going to erase all the good tacos in the multiverse." Deadpool gasped, his eyes widening behind his mask. "You twisted, bell-headed maniac. You wouldn't dare." Lady Deadpool, equally horrified at it. "That's not just evil, that's cruel and unusual punishment." Headpool screamed. What kind of monster messes with tacos? But Dr. Bong was serious. With another ring of his head bell, he opened a portal to another dimension and disappeared, leaving behind a trail of ominous, taco-shaped clouds. Deadpool and Lady Deadpool looked at each other, their usual banter fading as they realized the gravity of the situation. "This means war," Deadpool said, drawing his katanas. "No one messes with our tacos." Lady Deadpool nodded, pulling out her own swords. "Let's go show this bell-brained buffoon what happens when you mess with the DPs." Headpool sighed. "Guess I'm coming along too. Wouldn't want to miss the carnage." They jumped through the portal, landing in a bizarre dimension where tacos were the most precious resource. The sky was made of nacho cheese, the rivers flowed with seltzer, and giant cocoa trees dotted the landscape. The air smelled like freshly fried tortillas, and the ground was a patchwork of warm, soft tortillas. But this taco paradise had a dark side. The once vibrant taco stands were all but abandoned. The inhabitants, sentient guacamole people, cowering in fear of Dr. Bong's reign of terror. Deadpool took in the sight and shook his head. I've seen a lot of messed up things, but this is tragedy. Lady Deadpool pointed to a giant bell-shaped tower in the distance. That must be where Dr. Bong is hoarding the good tacos. The trio made their way to the tower, slicing through an army of Dr. Bong's minions, taco shells with legs and laser guns. The minions weren't much of a challenge. Deadpool and Lady Deadpool were a well-oiled machine, their movements perfectly synchronized as they cut down their enemies, exchanging witty banter all the while. "Hey babe, did I tell you you're looking especially deadly today?" Deadpool quipped, decapitating a taco shell with a flick of his sword. Lady Deadpool smirked, sending another minion flying with a well-placed kick. "You know, you're not so bad yourself, Red. But save the sweet talk for after we save the tacos." Finally, they reached the top of the tower, where Dr. Bong was standing by a giant taco vault. He turned to face them, his bell head gleaming in the artificial sunlight. "You're too late, Wilsons. The good tacos will soon be erased from existence, and you will be left with nothing but cold, soggy imitations." Deadpool threw one of his katanas at Dr. Bong, but the villain dodged with a quick ring of his bell head. "Missed me, Wilson." Lady Deadpool stepped forward, her swords crossed. "We're not going to let you get away with this, Bong. Tacos are alive." Dr. Bong grinned maliciously, then prepared to lose everything you love. He pressed a big red button on the control panel, and the taco vault began to shake, ready to erase every perfect taco in the multiverse. But Deadpool had one last trick up his sleeve. He pulled out a taco from his utility belt, a perfect handcrafted taco, the last good one in this dimension. "Hey, Bong face, catch!" He tossed the taco in the air, and as Dr. Bong reached out to grab it, Lady Deadpool threw one of her swords, slicing the bell-headed villain's hand clean off. Dr. Bong howled in pain, clutching his bleeding arm stump, and Deadpool grabbed the taco, smashing it against the control panel. The machine sparked and sputtered, then exploded in a shower of confetti, sending Dr. Bong flying out the tower and into the cheesy river below. Lady Deadpool had a satisfied smirk on her face. Guess he wasn't ready for the full Deadpool treatment. Deadpool wrapped an arm around her shoulders, pulling her close. "That's because we are unstoppable, babe. We're the ultimate power couple of the multiverse." Deadpool, who had been hovering quietly during the battle, finally spoke up. "Can we go home now? I'm starting to get taco sick." With Dr. Bong defeated and the taco vault secured, the trio returned to their universe, where the The smell of victory and tacos hung in the air. They plopped down on the couch, resuming their Golden Girls marathon as if nothing had happened. Deadpool leaned over to Lady Deadpool, popping a taco in his mouth. You know, we make a pretty good team. Lady Deadpool smiled, grabbing her own taco. That's because we're two of a kind, Red. Headpool, now resting on the coffee table again, groaned. Could you two please get a room, or at least pass the guac? And so, Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, and Headpool lived happily ever after, at least until the next multiverse-shattering crisis. But no matter what came their way, they knew one